Welcome back, dear dreamer. Tonight we drift into the quiet world of the supernova, a gentle ending written in light across the deep dark of space. Far from shum and hurry, stars live long, calm lives before their final soft release. A supernova is not a shout in the universe. It is a slow unfolding of change, a quiet goodbye made of light and dust. As you listen, let each breath grow slower and let your thoughts settle like drifting starlight through still space. This is not a tale of fear or force. It is a peaceful journey through endings that become beginnings through patience, balance, and calm motion. Settle in, get comfortable, and let the night carry you gently across the stars, one quiet moment at a time. If these gentle journeys bring you comfort, remember to subscribe and tap the like button. Now, let us begin. Far beyond what our eyes can see, many stars are slowly reaching the end of their quiet lives. From Earth, they look calm and steady, shining the same soft light every night. But deep inside, their energy is slowly fading. The center of the star grows heavier as it uses up its fuel. The outer layer slowly stretches and swells. The star becomes larger, redder, and more tired with time. This change does not happen fast. It takes millions of years. There is no rush in space. Everything moves at its own soft pace. Even when a star is close to its final moment, it does not show fear or panic. It only continues its slow journey forward. The universe is patient with every star, and it gives each one all the time it needs to finish its long story. When the inside of a large star can no longer hold itself up, the center slowly falls inward. This moment comes after millions of years of quiet burning. The outer layer of the star then moves outward with great force. Light spreads in all directions through the dark of space. Even though this is a powerful event, space itself remains silent and calm. There is no sound in the void, only light moves. After the bright glow fades, the area gently returns to darkness again. The universe never stays loud for long. It always finds its way back to peace. This moment is what we call a supernova. It is the final bright breath of a star that has given all its energy to the universe. The light from a supernova does not stop when the star is gone. It continues to travel through space for a very long time. It moves past clouds of dust and gas. It passes other stars that may still be shining. It crosses wide, empty spaces where nothing can slow it down. This light can travel for millions or even billions of years. One quiet night it may finally reach a small planet like Earth. When that happens, we look up and see a sudden bright point in the sky. To us, it feels like something new, but in truth, that light began its journey very long ago. We are only seeing the peaceful echo of a star that ended far in the past. After the bright moment of a supernova fades, a soft glowing cloud is often left behind. This cloud is made from tiny pieces of the old star. It spreads slowly through space like silent smoke. It does not rush or burst forward. It gently drifts for thousands of years. Inside this cloud are the materials that once made the star shine. Over time, this cloud may mix with other clouds floating in the dark. One day, it may come together to form new stars. In this way, the end of one star quietly becomes the start of another. Nothing in the universe is wasted. Everything is reused in calm and gentle ways. Long before Earth was born, supernova dust was already floating through space. This dust moved slowly and quietly. Over time, it became part of new worlds. It became part of planets, rocks, oceans, and living things. The iron in our blood and the calcium in our bones once lived inside ancient stars. This means we all carry a piece of old starlight within us. Every breath we take, every step we walk connects us to those long-gone stars. We are not separate from the sky. We are built from it. This quiet truth makes the universe feel closer and more gentle, as if everything in space is softly linked together. Supernovae still happen across the universe every year. Many stars reach their final moment all the time, but most of these events happen very far away. Their light never reaches Earth. Still, those stars shine brightly in their own distant corners of space. Their final light spreads outward in all directions. Most of it disappears into deep darkness, but it keeps going quietly without rest. Even when our sky feels calm and empty, the universe is always glowing somewhere far beyond our reach. There is always a star ending and another one beginning, even when nothing seems to change above us. When a supernova happens near our part of the universe, it can remain visible in the sky for many weeks. People long ago watched these lights with wonder. Night after night, the bright point stayed in the same place. Then slowly it began to fade. Day by day it grew weaker until it finally disappeared. This slow fading felt peaceful. It showed that even the brightest light does not rush to leave. It slowly says goodbye. These moments stayed in human memory and became part of ancient records. Even today, when we read those old stories, we can still feel the quiet awe of seeing a star appear and disappear from the sky. Some of the brightest supernovae were so strong that people could see them even during the day. The light from a single dying star could shine beside the sun. For early sky watchers, this felt almost like magic. A star in the daytime sky made the world feel different. It made people stop and look upward. It made the sky feel alive in a new way. These rare sights were written down with care. They were talked about for many years. Even now, when we hear about these bright events from the past, they remind us how powerful and mysterious the universe truly is. Today, quiet tools in space watch the sky without rest. They look for small changes in light that may signal a new supernova. When one is found, scientists gently study it from far away. They do not touch it. They only listen to its light. They watch how the glow changes over days and weeks. Each supernova shares a calm lesson about how stars live and how they end. These lessons are slow and steady, just like the universe itself. There is no hurry in space. Everything unfolds in its own quiet time. Even though a supernova marks the end of a star, it never feels like a true ending. The light fades, the dust spreads, the shape changes, but nothing is truly gone. The star becomes part of something new. Its dust may one day become part of another star, another planet, or another life. In this way, the universe never throws anything away. It only changes forms. Endings quietly turn into beginnings. This slow cycle keeps the universe alive. Everything moves in soft balance. Nothing is wasted. Everything continues. Out in the wide dark of space, time does not move the way it does on Earth. A supernova may flash in a short moment, but its story lasts far longer than any human life. The light from that single moment can travel for millions of years. It does not rush. It moves calmly through emptiness, never tiring, never stopping. Along the way, it passes quiet clouds of dust, sleeping stars, and empty space that has no name. When that light finally reaches a world like ours, the star that made it may already be gone for ages. Yet its glow still arrives, like a soft letter from the deep past. This teaches us that nothing in the universe truly ends at once. Everything leaves behind a slow trail, a memory that drifts onward. Even when we sleep, even when we forget, the light keeps moving. The sky is full of these old messages, floating gently through the dark, reminding us that time in space is wide, slow, and endlessly calm. Another quiet truth is that supernovae help shape the space around them in very gentle ways over long time. The soft dust they release slowly spreads across wide areas. This dust does not crash into things. It gently mixes with the clouds that are already floating in space. Over thousands and millions of years, these clouds grow heavier and thicker. Tiny pieces of old stars come together again in new places. One soft gathering at a time, new stars are born. This is how space renews itself without noise or hurry. The universe never builds anything fast. It takes its time. It lets gravity do its slow work. It lets light fade naturally. It allows dust to drift without force. In this gentle way, supernovae act like quiet helpers in the long life of the universe. They do not only end stars, they help prepare the space for what will come next, without pressure, without sound, and without struggle. Some supernovae happen alone in deep space where no planet can ever see them. Their light spreads out into darkness and fades away without ever touching living eyes. These lonely explosions still matter. They still give. They're dust. They still change the shape of faraway space. Even unseen, they play their role in the quiet balance of the universe. This reminds us that not everything needs to be watched to be important. Many great changes happen when no one can see them. Just because we do not see a light does not mean it never shined. Space is full of hidden endings and new beginnings that unfold without witnesses. There is something peaceful in knowing that the universe does not need an audience. It moves in its own slow rhythm, doing what it was always meant to do, whether we are watching or not. When a supernova happens, the energy it releases is so great that it can briefly outshine an entire group of stars. Yet from far away, this huge power feels soft and quiet. There is no blast you could hear, there is no shake you could feel, only light spreads out into the dark. Space is so wide and open that even the strongest event becomes gentle as it travels. It is like a small stone dropped into a vast ocean. The waves grow softer with every passing moment. This teaches us something calming about distance and scale. What feels powerful up close becomes peaceful when given space. The universe always gives enough room for every change to soften with time. Nothing stays sharp forever. Everything smooths out as it moves across the wide dark. Long after the bright light of a supernova fades, the quiet remains of the star continue their slow journey. These tiny pieces move across space for ages. They do not know where they will go. They only follow gentle paths shaped by gravity. One day, these pieces may become part of a new star. Another day, they may rest inside a silent planet. Another day, they may float forever in the dark without ever joining anything again. All of these paths are allowed. The universe does not force every piece to become something new. It allows both change and stillness. Some dust moves on, some dust rests. Both are natural, both are peaceful. Nothing is wrong with either path. There are different kinds of supernovae, and each one has its own quiet story. Some happen when a very heavy star uses up all its fuel and can no longer hold itself together. Others happen when two stars slowly move close and share their energy until one finally breaks. These events may sound complex, but at their heart they follow the same truth. A balance slowly builds, and then the balance gently ends. The star does not fight its fate. It follows the simple path that gravity and time set for it. There is no fear in space, only motion and change. Everything follows what it is meant to follow without worry. Even though supernovae are rare to see with naked eyes, the universe has been full of them since very early times. Long before Earth had air or water, stars were already living and dying. Their light crossed empty space when no one was there to see it. Their dust mixed into clouds that would one day form planets and moons and living worlds. In this way, supernovae helped prepare the universe long before life arrived. They worked quietly in the background for ages. They shaped the future without ever knowing what that future would become. This slow, unseen work feels gentle and wise. It shows that great changes often happen long before we ever notice them. Sometimes, when we look at the remains of a supernova through a telescope, we see shapes that look like soft, glowing ribbons in space. These shapes slowly widen and thin over time. They do not stay the same. Year after year, they gently change, almost like slow-moving clouds in the sky. Watching these slow shifts teaches us patience. It shows us how time truly works in space. Change does not come in quick steps. It comes in long, smooth waves. Even after a powerful ending, the universe returns to slow movement and quiet growth. The idea that every person carries pieces of old stars inside them can feel strange at first, but when we think about it slowly, it feels comforting. The same dust that once shined as light in deep space now helps us breathe and move and live. We're not strangers to the universe. We are part of its long story. Our bodies are shaped from the same materials that shaped stars and planets. This makes life feel less small and less alone. It connects us to something wider and older than time itself. In a quiet way, every heartbeat carries ancient light forward. Even when we sleep under a calm night sky, supernovae are still happening somewhere far beyond our sight. Their light is moving through the dark at this very moment. It will continue to move long after we're gone. Somewhere in the far future, another world may see the glow that began its journey today. This endless passing of light from one age to another is one of the softest and most beautiful truths of the universe. Nothing truly fades all at once. Everything leaves behind a slow whisper of itself that travels on through endless space. When we think about how quiet space is, it feels strange to imagine such bright events happening there. A supernova is filled with light, yet it happens in perfect silence. No sound can travel through the wide, empty dark. This makes every explosion feel gentle instead of harsh. It is only light spreading outward, slowly becoming softer and weaker as it travels farther away. This silence gives the universe its peaceful nature. Even the biggest changes arrive without noise. The universe never shouts, it only shows. Light becomes its voice, time becomes its message, and darkness becomes its calm background. When we remember this, even the idea of a dying star feels soothing instead of scary. It is simply part of a quiet flow that never truly stops moving. Sometimes a supernova happens close enough that it can slightly change the space around it for a long time. The soft dust spreads over wide areas. Over many ages, this dust may help form new stars and new worlds. These new stars may shine gently for millions of years, just like the old ones did. This slow chain of creation and change never ends. A star ends, dust spreads, clouds form, new stars rise. The universe moves like slow breathing, in and out, light and dark, ending and beginning. There is no rush in this rhythm. Everything unfolds at the pace it needs. No force is wasted, no motion is hurried. It is a calm and endless cycle that has been happening since the universe was young. Long ago, before humans ever learned to write, the sky was already keeping records in its own way. The light of supernovae traveled through space even then. Ancient people saw sudden bright stars appear and fade without knowing what caused them. These sights made them wonder. Some felt fear, some felt hope, some felt quiet respect for the sky above them. Even without science, the human heart still felt the deep meaning of a new light in the dark. The sky spoke to them in silence just as it speaks to us now. Only our tools have changed. The feeling of wonder has stayed the same. There is a gentle truth hidden inside every supernova. It shows that even the strongest things do not last forever. A star may burn bright for millions of years, yet even it must one day change. This does not make the universe weak. It makes it balanced. If nothing ever ended, nothing new would ever begin. Supernovae teach us that change is not loss. It is a quiet doorway into something new. The universe is full of doors like this. Every ending opens into another form of life, light, or matter. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is lost. Everything simply changes shape and continues its slow journey through time. Some supernova remains glow gently for thousands of years after the star is gone. These glowing clouds move very slowly across space. They are soft, wide, and thin. Over many human lifetimes, they slowly change shape. Watching this slow motion reminds us how different time feels beyond Earth. What feels like a long wait to us is only a short moment in space. Clouds of old stars drift and stretch without hurry. They follow no clock that we can hear. This slow movement has its own calm beauty. It feels like watching very slow waves in a sea that never ends. Not every star becomes a supernova. Many live quiet lives and fade gently at the end. But the ones that do explode help shape the universe in a deep way. They give space the heavy elements needed to build strong things. Without supernovae, many of the materials around us would not exist. Earth itself, with all its mountains and oceans and living life, depends on what supernovae gave long ago. Even though these events are rare, their gifts last forever. A single ending can shape countless futures. This makes every supernova feel like a quiet gift to all that comes after. Far across space, there are places where many supernovae have happened close together over long ages. These areas glow faintly with the memory of many endings. They are filled with dust and soft light from long ago. These places remind us that the universe keeps a gentle record of everything that has happened. Nothing fully disappears. All light leaves a trace. All dust leaves a mark. Even when stars are gone, their stories continue to float quietly through the dark. The thought that the light we see tonight may be older than Earth itself can feel strange. We look up and see stars shining now, but their light may have begun its journey before our world even formed. This makes the sky feel like a bridge across time. Past and present meet in the same quiet moment above us. When we watch the stars, we are not only watching space, we are watching history moving through darkness at the speed of light. This thought can feel deep and heavy, yet it also feels peaceful. It reminds us that we are part of something far greater than any single moment. Some stars that will one day become supernovae are already known to us. We can see them in the sky now, shining softly. They are still calm and steady, still far from their final moment. This means that one day, far in the future, their light will change. Their quiet shine will turn into a final bright glow. Even this future change does not feel alarming. It feels like a slow promise written into their nature. Every star already holds its ending inside its beginning. Nothing is sudden. Everything is quietly prepared across time. When we speak of supernovae, it is easy to think only of power and light, but their true nature is very gentle. They teach patience. They teach balance. They teach that all things rise and fall in quiet order. The universe does not rush its work. It lets stars live long lives. It lets them shine fully. And when the time is right, it lets them change without fear. In this way, supernovae become peaceful teachers in the deep dark of space, reminding us that even the brightest lives are part of a soft and endless flow. Far away from Earth, in places no human will ever visit, stars are slowly living out their quiet lives. They shine without knowing who sees them. They burn without knowing how long they will last. When their time comes, they do not resist it. They simply change. The center grows heavy, the outer light grows wide, and then, in one final moment, the star lets go of all it still holds. Light spreads out into space like a soft breath. This light does not rush. It moves calmly through darkness, carrying the last message of that star. Even though the star is gone, its light keeps traveling. It may one day reach a world that has not even formed yet. In this way, a single ending can touch a future that does not yet exist. The universe is full of these quiet links between what was and what will be. Nothing truly ends alone. In the deep, cold parts of space, where almost nothing moves, the dust from old supernova drifts like soft sleep. It moves so slowly that its travel cannot be felt. Over long ages, this dust gathers in wide clouds. These clouds become thicker and heavier with time. Little by little, gravity pulls the dust together. At first, nothing seems to change. Then, one quiet day far in the future, a small glow begins to form inside the cloud. A new star is being born from the remains of old ones. This birth does not come with noise or force. It comes with slow warmth and gentle light. This is how space renews itself. It uses what has already lived to make what will live next. Everything flows forward without hurry or waste. Even when a supernova is very powerful, the universe remains calm around it. Space does not shake. There are no echoes. There is only light moving through a wide and silent sea. This reminds us that silence is the natural state of the universe. Sound belongs to air, light belongs to space, and space is endless and quiet. When a supernova lights up the dark, it is like a candle in a vast empty room. The room does not react. It simply allows the light to pass through it. This is why even the strongest events in space feel gentle from far away. Distance softens everything. Time softens everything. Nothing stays sharp forever. Some of the supernova light that travels through space never touches a planet at all. It moves through the dark until it becomes too weak to notice. It fades into the wide silence. But even that fading is not wasted. It has still moved. It has still carried energy forward for a while. In space, even fading has meaning. Nothing is judged by how long it is seen. Every movement, even a brief one, becomes part of the universe's long story. This teaches us that being seen is not what gives value. Simply being part of the flow is enough. In the night sky, we see only a small piece of what truly exists. Most supernovae happen too far away for our eyes to catch their light. Yet they still happen, they still shine, they still end and begin new chains of change. The universe does not wait for an audience. It continues its slow work whether we watch or not. This can feel humbling at first, but it is also comforting. It means the universe is steady. It does not depend on attention to keep going. It simply is. When scientists study the light of a supernova, they do not rush it. They allow the story to unfold slowly. Night after night, they watch small changes in glow and colour. These changes happen gently. The bright light softens, the shape grows wider, the edges fade. Everything happens step by step. Nothing moves too fast to follow. This slow change makes the study feel peaceful instead of sharp. It feels like watching a slow sunset that lasts many weeks. Even in study, the universe teaches patience. There are moments when the sky feels very still. No clouds move. No stars seem to change. Everything feels frozen in perfect calm. Yet even in those moments, light from distant supernovae is still moving through space. It is crossing dark paths we cannot see. It is passing through regions that have no name. Even when nothing seems to happen, the universe is always in motion. This hidden movement makes the darkness feel alive in a quiet way. Stillness in space is never empty. It is full of slow journeys we have not yet noticed. The materials made in supernovae do not only build stars and planets, they also build water, air, and life itself. Long ago, these elements mixed together on young worlds. Over time, tiny living things formed. Over time again, these tiny lives became more complex. In this long chain, the light and dust of old stars helped shape every breath taken today. This makes life feel like a soft continuation of ancient fires in the sky. The universe did not rush to create life. It took its time, using what it slowly made through countless endings and beginnings. There are stars shining in our sky tonight that already began their final change long ago. Their light has been steady for centuries, yet inside them, slow shifts are already happening. One day, far beyond our time, their final glow will rise and spread across space. That future light is already written into their present being. This makes the sky feel full of quiet promises. Every steady star already holds a distant ending inside its gentle shine, and that ending will one day become another beginning somewhere else. When we rest under the night sky and let our thoughts slow down, the story of supernovae becomes less about power and more about peace. It becomes the story of how everything moves in cycles. Light becomes dust, dust becomes stars, stars become light again. Endings breathe into beginnings. Beginnings grow toward endings. Nothing is rushed, nothing is forced, everything flows in a soft balance that has held the universe together since the beginning of time. In the deep sky, far beyond our small world, there are places where old light and new light slowly cross paths. The light from a young star moves outward at the same time the fading light of an old supernova drifts past it. These two lights never meet with sound. They only pass through each other in silence. One carries the story of a beginning, the other carries the story of an ending, yet both are part of the same quiet movement. This shows us that the universe never separates endings from beginnings. They always travel together. One does not cancel the other. They simply share the endless dark in peace. Some supernova remains form shapes that look like soft rings or wide shells in space. These shapes expand very slowly over time. They do not break apart suddenly. They gently stretch outward, growing thinner with each passing age. These wide shapes hold the memory of the star that once lived there. Even after thousands of years, the space still remembers that a bright life once ended in that place. In the universe, even empty space carries memory. It holds quiet marks of what once was. The light from a supernova is so strong at first that it can briefly light up space around it like a soft dawn. Dark clouds become faintly visible. Hidden dust glows for a short while. Then slowly the glow fades again. Darkness returns without hurry. This gentle return to dark feels comforting. It shows that even after great brightness, rest always follows. The universe does not stay bright forever. It allows itself to dim and quiet again, just like a slow breath out after a long breath in. There are times when a supernova helps clear thick clouds in space. Its light and energy move through the dust and gently push it aside. After this, the space becomes open and calm again. New light from other stars can travel more freely. In this way, even endings help make space open and clear for new journeys of light. Nothing blocks forever. Everything shifts when the time is right. Long ago, before Earth was formed, space was filled with the dust of many supernovae. Over time, this dust slowly came together to form our sun. Later, what remained became the planets, including our own world. This means the fire that once lived inside ancient stars now helps warm our days and light our mornings. The sun itself carries the gift of long dead stars. Every warm ray that touches your skin is part of a very old story that began far beyond our sight. Even now, the universe keeps making new stars from old dust. It does not stop. It does not pause. It simply continues its calm work. Star after star is born in quiet clouds. Star after star will one day change when its time is complete. This steady building and changing has been happening for billions of years. It will continue long after we are gone. The universe is patient beyond all measure. Sometimes people feel small when they think about the size of the universe and the power of supernovae. But there is another way to feel. We can feel gently held by it. The same forces that guide stars also guide the smallest parts of life. The same balance that shapes galaxies also shapes quiet moments on Earth. We are not separate from the universe. We are woven into it. Its slow care is also our slow care. The idea that light can travel for so long without tiring feels almost kind. It never grows bored. It never turns back. It simply keeps going, carrying its soft message forward. This steady movement teaches us something about calm strength. True strength does not rush. It does not force. It simply continues on its path without fear or noise. In the quiet dark between the stars, there is no true empty space. There is always light passing through. There is always dust drifting. There is always time moving forward. Even the darkest places are full of slow motion. The universe never stands still. It only rests while it moves. Some supernovae happened so long ago that their light will never reach any living eye. It will fade into darkness before it ever touches another world. Yet this does not make those stars forgotten. Their dust still shaped space. Their energy still moved matter. Their ending still changed something, even without a witness. This reminds us that meaning does not require an audience. It only requires motion and change. As the universe continues to age, supernovae will continue to happen. New endings will rise in quiet light. New dust will spread into wide dark. New stars will slowly be born again. This endless, deep rhythm is the soft heartbeat of space. It is slow, it is steady, it never stops, and it holds everything inside it with silent care. Far beyond the reach of our quiet nights, stars are slowly using up the last of their hidden fire. They do not show it on the outside. They still shine in steady ways. They still look calm and strong. But deep inside, their energy is slowly changing form. This hidden change can go on for ages without any sign. The universe often works this way. Big change grows in silence. By the time the outer world notices, the long work inside is already done. When the final light of a supernova finally appears, it is not a sudden act. It is the last note of a very long song that began millions of years earlier. This teaches us that most endings are built quietly over time. They arrive softly, even when their light feels bright to us. In wide, dark regions where few stars shine, the dust from old supernova floats like soft fog. It does not move in straight paths. It drifts in slow curves guided by gentle pulls of gravity. Over time, this drifting dust can stretch across huge spaces. It becomes part of wide clouds that seem almost asleep. These clouds can rest for millions of years before anything new begins inside them. This long waiting is not empty. It is full of quiet promise. The universe does not rush its dreams. It allows them to sleep until the right moment arrives for them to wake. Sometimes light from a distant supernova reaches Earth while people are fast asleep. It touches the upper air gently and then fades into soft darkness before anyone ever looks up. That light completes its long journey without being seen. Yet the journey still mattered. It still crossed space. It still carried a story from the deep past to the present moment. This shows us that journeys do not need to be noticed to be real. Many of the universe's most beautiful paths are walked in silence. There are places in space where many generations of stars have already lived and ended. These places hold layers of old dust and soft light from countless past supernovae. New stars still rise there from time to time, born from the remains of those who came before. These regions feel like deep memory fields of the universe. They show us how the past never fully leaves. It gently supports the present from underneath. Every new light stands on countless old endings. When we watch the night sky on a very clear evening, the stars seem to stand still. They seem quiet and unchanged. But in truth, everything above us is moving. Every star is traveling. Every light is crossing space. Every piece of dust is drifting. Even what looks fixed is part of slow motion. Supernovae are part of this motion too. They mark one turning point in the long dance of space. Nothing above us is frozen. Everything is slowly flowing forward in time. The space between stars feels empty to human eyes, yet it is full of quiet work. Light travels through it. Dust drifts through it. Energy passes through it. Supernovae add to this gentle flow. They add soft waves of light and tiny grains of matter to the endless movement. Even the emptiest parts of space are alive with slow journeys that never stop. Long after a supernova fades from sight, the slow push it gave to surrounding dust continues to change the shape of space. Clouds shift, paths open, old blockages clear, new areas become ready for light to pass through. The effects of a single ending can spread across time in quiet ways, long after the bright moment is forgotten. This teaches us that influence does not need to be loud to last. When children first learn that stars can die, the idea may sound sad. But in the universe, Death is not an end to meaning. It is a change of form. The light that once burned inside a star becomes part of space itself. The dust becomes part of future worlds. Nothing truly disappears. It only takes on a new role in the long story of everything. Even now, somewhere in the far reach of space, a star may be reaching its quiet final moment. Its light may soon rise in one last glow that no human eye will ever see. Yet that glow will still matter. It will still move outward with calm purpose. It will still give its gift of dust and energy to the dark. The universe does not measure importance by who is watching. It measures only by motion and change. As ages pass and galaxies slowly grow older, supernovae will keep lighting short candles in the dark. Each light will rise, each light will fade, each one will leave behind quiet gifts that help shape what comes next. This endless, gentle rhythm is what keeps the universe alive. It is not driven by rush or force. It is carried by deep patience and steady balance. Somewhere far beyond the edge of what we can see, light from very old supernovae is still moving. It travels through dark places that have no names and no maps. It passes spaces where no stars shine and no worlds turn. That light is in no hurry. It moves at the same steady pace it has always followed. Even after millions of years, it does not grow tired. This slow travel shows how patient the universe truly is. Nothing is rushed. Even light, the fastest thing we know, follows its long path with calm focus. This makes every small moment on Earth feel gently connected to deep time and quiet distance. In quiet corners of space, clouds made from old stardust hang like soft dreams. They are wide and cold and thin. They do not shine on their own. They wait. Inside these clouds, tiny movements slowly begin. Dust touches dust. Cold turns into a slight warmth. Over a very long time, a soft glow may form at the center. A new star begins its life inside the memory of many old stars. The universe does not throw anything away. It reshapes all things with care and time. Sometimes people imagine supernovae as sudden and wild, but most of their story is slow and gentle. Long before the bright moment, the star has already been changing for ages. Its core grows dense. Its balance shifts little by little. Nothing shocks the space around it. Everything moves toward the final change in quiet steps. When the final light appears, it is only the last small part of a story that has been unfolding in silence for millions of years. Even the darkest parts of the universe are never truly empty. Light from old stars passes through them. Tiny bits of dust float there. Soft waves of energy move without sound. Supernovae add to this slow motion by sending more light and matter into the wide dark. Darkness in space is not lifeless. It is full of hidden travel that never stops. There are moments when people on Earth look up at the night sky and feel both small and calm at the same time. This feeling comes from knowing that the stars above are part of something far larger than any single life. Supernovae remind us of this gently. They show that even the greatest lights rise and fade in quiet order. Nothing stays forever. Nothing is lost forever. Everything continues in a different form. Long after a supernova has faded from memory, its dust may still be shaping distant worlds. It may help form land on planets no one has named yet. It may become part of oceans that have never seen life. It may one day rest inside creatures that have not yet been born. This long chain of quiet giving never breaks. Each ending becomes part of many futures. In some distant age, even the stars we see today will be gone. Their light will fade into old memory. New stars will shine where they once stood. New supernovae will light their short candles in the dark. The sky will look different to whatever eyes remain. Yet the deep rhythm will stay the same. Light will rise. Light will fall. Dust will drift. New light will rise again. The universe does not hurry its work. It does not fear change. It allows every form to appear, live fully, and then pass on gently. This is why supernovae feel peaceful when we look at them with slow thought. They are not signs of danger, they are signs of balance. They are proofs that even great power moves inside gentle rules. Even as we sleep, the universe continues its calm motion. Light moves through space. Dust drifts in silence. Stars slowly change deep inside. Somewhere, a final glow has just begun. Somewhere else, another has just faded. This endless, quiet movement never pauses. It simply flows forward with steady care. When we rest our minds on these thoughts, fear slowly softens into calm. The universe is not loud or wild at its heart. It is slow, it is patient, it is deep. Supernovae are just one soft part of this wide piece, lighting the dark for a short while before returning to stillness again. Far out in the wide dark, there are stars that have already finished their final glow, yet their light is still on its long path. This light moves across space like a slow traveller that never turns back. It does not grow weak from effort. It does not feel tired. It simply keeps going, steady and quiet. One day it may touch a world where new life is just beginning. In that moment, a very old ending will gently meet a very young beginning. This is how the universe connects distant times with invisible threads of light. Nothing needs to happen fast for it to be important. Slow travel carries deep meaning too. In some parts of the universe, space is thick with the dust of many old stars. This dust is not heavy like sand. It is soft and light like smoke in still air. It hangs in wide clouds that stretch for years of travel. These clouds are dark and calm on the outside, but deep inside them, quiet motion slowly builds. One tiny pull of gravity touches another. One soft change leads to the next. Over ages, these hidden movements prepare the birth of future stars that are still asleep inside the dark. A supernova does not choose where its dust will go. The tiny pieces simply follow the gentle pull of space. Some move toward new light, some drift into deep dark and rest there for ages. Some may never join anything again. The universe allows all these paths. It does not push every piece toward the same future. It lets each one find its own calm place. This freedom of motion is part of what makes space feel so wide and peaceful. There are moments in history when people saw a new star in the sky and felt quiet wonder instead of fear. They watched it night after night as it slowly changed and faded. Even without knowing what it truly was, they felt they had witnessed something rare. That same gentle feeling still lives in us today when we look up and see the sky change. Some feelings pass through time just like light does. They travel from one age to another without losing their softness. Every supernova sends out both light and tiny waves through space. These waves move without sound and without shape that the eye can see. They pass through stars, dust and dark without leaving marks behind. They carry energy forward in a way that is silent and unseen. This reminds us that not all motion needs to be visible to be real. Much of the universe moves in ways that we can only sense with deep study or quiet thought. When a star ends its life in a supernova, it does not vanish into nothing. Its form changes. What once was tight and shining becomes wide and drifting. What once was one bright light becomes many tiny pieces spread across space. This change of shape is not loss. It is release. The star spreads itself into the universe and becomes part of everything again. This is why endings in space feel wide instead of final. Over a very long time, clouds made from old supernova dust can grow calm again after forming many new stars. The bright activity fades. The clouds thin out. The space grows quiet once more. This return to stillness shows that the universe balances every bright time with a soft rest. Light never rules alone. Darkness always has its turn too, and both are needed for the long story to continue. Even now, the materials made by ancient supernovae are still shaping planets that people have never seen. Mountains, Air, water, and stone on distant worlds all carry pieces of old stars inside them. These worlds may never host life, or one day they might. The universe plants these quiet seeds everywhere without knowing which ones will grow. It gives freely and lets time decide what will bloom. There will come a far future where even our own sun will change. It will grow, shine differently, and one day fade in its own quiet way. It will not become a supernova, but it will still return its light and matter to space. In this way, our own home star also belongs to the same gentle cycle that all stars follow. Nothing is outside this soft rule of change. When we think about the deep past and the far future together, the present moment begins to feel calm and small in a gentle way. Supernova help us see that every moment is part of a much wider river of time. We float inside that river for a short while, carried by forces that began long before us and will continue long after we are gone. As the night grows quiet and thoughts begin to slow, the idea of supernovae no longer feels loud or powerful. It feels like a soft turning point in a great slow song. A song that has no true beginning and no true end, only gentle changes in light, form and time, moving forward together in patient silence. Far across the deep sky, light from very old supernovae is still drifting through space like a slow river made of glow. It does not rush past stars, it does not stop to rest, it simply moves on in quiet strength. This light may pass near planets that have not yet grown air or water. It may pass worlds that will never know life at all. Yet the light still travels with the same care. It carries no judgment about where it goes. It only follows its path. In this way, the universe teaches us that every journey matters, even if no one ever watches it arrive. In wide empty places where no star shines, the dust from long-dead stars floats in deep stillness. It feels like a soft dream resting in the dark. Nothing pushes this dust hard, nothing pulls it fast. Only slow gravity guides it with a light touch. Over ages, this dust gathers into wide clouds without effort. These clouds wait in silence for a very long time. Then one day, far in the future, a new glow begins inside them. A new star wakes from the sleep of many old stars. The universe does not hurry its rebirth. It lets new light rise in its own slow way. Sometimes people fear the word explosion when they hear about supernovae. Yet in space, even this great change feels gentle. There is no loud crash. There is no shaking ground. Only light moves outward and dust drifts apart. Space accepts the change without reaction. It simply makes room. This teaches us that even the biggest changes can happen without fear when there is enough space around them. The universe always keeps enough space for every ending to soften into calm. The light from a supernova spreads in all directions at once. It does not choose a favourite path. It does not prefer one place over another. It moves equally into darkness, stars, dust, and empty space. This open giving feels kind in a quiet way. The light does not ask where it will be received. It only gives itself freely to the wide dark. In this gentle giving, the universe shows a soft lesson about sharing without need for reward. There are times when the sky looks the same night after night, calm and unchanged. But deep underneath that steady look, slow change is always taking place. Stars are aging, dust is drifting, light is travelling. Supernovae are rising and fading far beyond our view. This hidden motion means that even when nothing seems to be happening, everything is still moving forward. Stillness in the universe is never empty. It is always full of quiet motion. Long after the last glow of a supernova is gone, the space it touched never fully forgets. Dust remains changed. Paths of light remain open. Gravity holds new shapes. The memory of the event lives on without sound. This shows us that not all memory needs a mind to hold it. Space itself remembers through shape and motion. Even without thought, the universe carries the past forward in gentle form. Sometimes it helps to imagine how many stars have already lived and ended before our own world ever formed. Their light shined in skies that had no eyes. Their dust drifted through space that had no names, yet their ending still mattered. Their gift still shaped what came after. This makes our own time feel gently connected to ages we can never see. We are part of a story that began long before memory and will continue long after it. When we feel quiet at night and look at the dark sky, it is easy to think that space is cold and far away. But the truth is that our bodies carry the warmth of old stars inside them. The fire that once burned in supernovae now helps blood flow, breath move, and hearts beat. The universe is not only above us, it is within us. This quiet truth can make even the darkest night feel gently warm. Somewhere far beyond our time, there will be minds that look up at a sky very different from ours. They will see stars we have never seen. They may see the final glow of stars that are shining calmly tonight. To them, those lights will feel new. To us, they're only steady points in the present. This shows how time changes the meaning of a light. The same glow can be old, new, or unborn all at once, depending on who is looking. As the universe continues to age, it does not grow tired of its own motion. Supernovae will continue to rise and fade, dust will continue to drift, new stars will continue to be born. Nothing grows bored of becoming something new. The universe does not seek rest from change. Change itself is its calm state. And as thoughts slow and the night grows deeper, the story of supernova feels less like fire and more like breathing. Light rises, light falls, dust moves, new light rises again. All of it flows forward without fear or force, simply steady, simple, and endlessly gentle. Far beyond the last stars we can see, the universe keeps stretching in quiet darkness. Even there, the light from old supernova keeps moving. It does not stop at borders. It does not turn around. It moves into places no eye has ever seen. This slow travel feels like a promise that nothing truly stays locked in one place. Everything is allowed to move forward. Even the smallest piece of light is given endless room to wander. In deep space, there are long paths where only old light passes through. No planets float there. No stars shine nearby. Yet the light still goes on. It crosses wide spaces with no signs or marks. This teaches us that movement does not always need a destination. Sometimes the journey itself is the purpose. Light does not ask where it will arrive. It only follows the rule of travel and keeps going. There are clouds in space made only from the remains of very old stars. They carry no shape at first. They are thin and wide and gentle. Over long ages they slowly grow thicker. Bit by bit more dust gathers. Nothing sudden happens. No loud birth follows. Only slow pressure and quiet warmth build at the centre. One day, far ahead in time, a gentle glow will rise from this dark cloud. A new star will begin from the quiet gift of many endings. Some supernova light will never touch life. It will never be seen by living eyes. It will fade into the deep dark after a long journey. Yet even unseen light still plays its part. It still warms dust. It still moves energy. It still shapes the wide balance of space. This reminds us that not everything meaningful needs to be noticed. The universe does its work with or without eyes watching. When we think of how many stars have already lived and ended, it becomes clear that creation is not a rare event. It is a steady rule. Supernovae have been giving space new material for billions of years. New stars rise from old dust again and again. Planets form. Worlds grow quiet or alive. The universe keeps building without tiring. It never runs out of stories to tell. There are moments when the night sky feels like a deep ceiling above us. But in truth, it is more like a wide open ocean with no walls. Supernova light swims across this ocean without pause. It does not sink. It does not stop at the edge. It simply flows forward like a slow glowing wave that never breaks. Every supernova adds a small chapter to the universe. Some chapters are bright and brief, others last quietly through dust and drift. Together they make one long story with no quick ending. The universe is not written in sharp lines. It is written in long, slow curves of light and time. Even the air we breathe holds tiny parts of stars that ended long ago. Every breath moves pieces of ancient fire through living lungs. This soft link between space and life is always with us, even when we do not think about it. The universe is not only over our heads, it is part of every step and every breath. In the far future, when stars grow fewer and the sky grows darker, supernovae will still appear from time to time. Even in a fading universe, endings will still give rise to soft changes. Dust will still drift. Light will still rise one last time. Motion will not fully stop. It will only grow slower and gentler. The universe never rushes its final moments. It does not slam doors shut. It closes every chapter slowly. Supernovae are not sudden chaos in the deep meaning of things. They are slow results of long lives. They are the quiet finish of stories that took millions of years to write. And as the night grows deeper and thoughts grow still, the idea of supernovae becomes less about bright fire and more about soft release. Light gives itself back to space. Space receives it without sound. Time carries the rest forward in silence. Everything continues, not with force, but with calm. Far beyond where our sky fades into deep black, the universe keeps holding its quiet light. Even when no star can be seen, even when no glow is near, space is never truly empty. Soft energy still moves there. Tiny dust still drifts there. The light of old supernovae still passes through those unseen paths. It feels like the universe is whispering to itself in places no one will ever visit. This makes the darkness feel gentle instead of lonely. It shows that even the quietest places are full of slow life. Some stars live so long that many worlds can rise and fade while they are still shining. When such a star finally reaches its final change, the universe has already moved through many ages around it. Its supernova becomes part of a much larger flow of time. The star does not leave the stage suddenly. It leaves after performing its quiet role for longer than we can imagine. This makes its ending feel calm and complete rather than sudden. There are places where the dust of many supernovae has mixed together over long ages. These areas hold the memory of countless endings blended into one soft space. New stars born from this dust carry tiny pieces of many old lights within them. One small new glow may hold the story of thousands of past stars inside it. This shows how deeply the universe connects everything together without worry or force. Sometimes the sky on Earth feels heavy with clouds, hiding the stars from sight. On those nights, it may feel like the universe has closed its eyes. But even then, light from distant supernovae keeps passing above the clouds. The story continues even when we cannot see it. This gentle truth reminds us that life always moves forward, even when vision is blocked. The light of a supernova spreads wide, touching many regions of space at once. It does not choose where it will be seen. It does not wait for welcome. It simply shares itself with all directions equally. This open sharing feels calm and pure. There is no holding back in the universe. What is meant to give light gives fully. Every piece of dust released by a supernova carries a tiny history inside it. That dust once sat in the heart of a burning star. It once glowed with heat we cannot imagine. Now it floats cold and quiet through space. One day, far away in time, it may glow again inside a new star. In this way, nothing in the universe truly forgets how to shine. There are quiet ages when very few supernovae happen in a region of space. Those times feel like deep rest for the stars. Then other ages arrive where many stars reach their final glow close together. Light rises again and again across the dark. Rest and activity move like slow waves through the universe. Even space needs both evening and morning in its own gentle way. When we grow still and think about how long stars live, our own worries begin to soften. Supernovae remind us that even the biggest fires take time to rise and time to fall. Nothing ends fast in the deep sense of the universe. Everything moves through long, gentle steps. This makes even change feel safe. Long after the last light of a supernova has passed, silence returns to that place. But it is not the same silence as before. Space has been shaped. Paths of dust have changed. A quiet mark has been left behind. The universe writes its history not in sound or words, but in slow motion and soft shape. Somewhere far away right now, a star may be entering the last quiet part of its life. Its light still looks steady to any distant watcher. Nothing outward has changed yet. But deep within, its long story is gently moving toward its final moment. This shows how change often begins long before it is seen. As sleep grows closer and thoughts grow slow, the universe feels less like a place of distance and more like a soft, endless breath. Supernovae become part of that breath. Light flows out, darkness flows in, dust drifts between them. Everything rests inside this slow rhythm that never needs to hurry. Far beyond our small place in the dark, the universe keeps moving in ways that no one can hear. Light passes through silence. Dust drifts without wind. Time flows without any sound at all. Supernova light joins this quiet movement like a soft traveller on a long road. It does not rush to arrive. It does not slow from fear. It simply follows the rule of space and keeps moving forward. This steady travel feels kind and patient. It shows us that even the fastest things can move with calm purpose. Some stars live alone for their whole lives, shining quietly with no nearby neighbours. When they become supernovae, their light spreads into open darkness. Nothing stands close to catch it right away. The light moves on alone for a long time. This lonely travel is not sad. It is peaceful. It is a reminder that being alone does not mean being empty. Even solitary light still carries meaning across the dark. There are wide regions in space where only old light visits. New stars are rare there. New worlds are slow to form. Yet even in these quiet places, supernova light still wanders through from time to time. It touches dust softly and moves on. This shows how even the quietest areas of the universe still share in its long story. Nothing is fully left out from the gentle movement of light and time. When a supernova happens, it does not change the universe in one sharp moment only. Its effect spreads slowly across time. Dust drifts for ages. Gravity shifts paths bit by bit. New stars may rise long after the bright flash is forgotten. This slow reach of change teaches us that true impact often moves quietly and far into the future. The universe works in long echoes, not short bursts. The idea that every piece of dust once lived inside a star can feel strange at first. But this truth makes the universe feel softer. The ground under our feet, the air around our face and the blood in our veins all carry tiny stories from deep space. We are walking on ancient light without even knowing it. This gentle link ties our quiet lives to the wide and silent sky. Sometimes people look at the stars and feel distant from them, but in truth, there is no true distance between us and the universe. Light moves through all space without walls. Dust moves across all dark without borders. We are inside this flow just as much as the stars are. Supernovae do not belong only to the sky above. Their gifts move into every part of creation. There are ages when galaxies shine bright with many stars, and ages when their light grows softer as stars slowly fade. Supernovae appear through all these changes like slow heartbeats of light in the dark. They rise when the time is right. They fall when their gift is given. The universe does not rush from one age to the next. It moves through long seasons of brightness and rest. Even when people sleep on Earth and cities grow quiet, the universe never truly rests. Light keeps moving, dust keeps drifting, stars keep changing slowly inside. Somewhere far away, a quiet glow has just begun. Somewhere else, Another glow has gently faded. This hidden motion never stops. It only stays unseen most of the time. The stories of supernovae are not stories of fear or loss in the deep meaning of space. They are stories of release and sharing. A star gives itself back to the universe in light and dust. The universe receives it without sound or struggle. The exchange is calm and complete. Nothing is taken by force. Everything is given when its time arrives. When we let these thoughts move slowly through the mind, they feel less like heavy ideas and more like soft waves. Supernovae become part of a wide and gentle rhythm that never breaks. Light rises, light fades, dust drifts on. New light waits to be born. All of it moves forward together in deep, quiet balance, carrying the universe forward one slow moment at a time. Far beyond the soft glow of our night sky, the universe keeps stretching in silence. Even when no stars shine, even where no light seems to live, the quiet work of space still continues. Old light from past supernovae drifts through these dark places like a gentle memory. It does not hurry. It does not pause. It moves as it always has, steady and calm. This slow travel makes the dark feel safe instead of empty. It shows us that even where nothing seems to be, something gentle is always passing through. Some stars spend their whole lives giving light without ever being noticed by life. They shine in hidden places, far from worlds that can see or wonder. When these stars become supernovae, their final glow still spreads into the dark. It may never touch an eye or a mind, yet it still gives its light freely. This teaches us that meaning does not depend on being seen. Giving itself is enough. The universe does not wait for praise. It simply moves in its quiet way. In wide cold clouds made from old stardust, nothing seems to happen for a very long time. These clouds can rest in silence for millions of years. They seem asleep. Yet deep inside them, tiny movements continue. Dust slowly gathers. Warmth slowly grows. One quiet change follows another. Then one day, far in the future, a new light begins to glow at the center. A star is born from the deep rest of many old endings. The universe always allows time for rest before new life begins. The light from a supernova moves outward in endless circles. It does not choose one direction over another. It does not prefer closeness over distance. It simply spreads equally into all of space. This open giving feels calm and gentle. The light holds no fear of being lost. It only knows how to travel forward. This quiet sharing across the dark feels like one of the softest truths of the universe. Sometimes people think of space as cold and far away, but the truth is that much of what makes life possible came from deep space long ago. The air that moves through lungs, the warmth that flows in blood, and the strength in bones all carry pieces of old stars within them. Supernovae help shape these gifts across long ages. The universe is not only above us, it lives quietly inside us as well. There are regions where stars are born often, and regions where very few new stars appear. Some parts of the universe feel busy with light. Others rest in deep calm for ages. Supernovae appear in both kinds of places. Sometimes they light up active skies. Sometimes they rise alone in silent darkness. The universe allows both motion and rest in equal balance. Even when a supernova has faded from all memory, its dust may still be drifting through space, slowly shaping new paths. That dust may one day become part of a planet that has never felt light before. It may become part of land that no foot will ever touch. Or it may become part of a world where life slowly learns to breathe. The future of that tiny dust is unknown, yet every path is allowed. The universe never forces one, ending into only one future. When we grow quiet at night and slow our thoughts, the idea of time itself begins to soften. Supernovae show us that time in the universe is wide and patient. Things take ages to change, yet change always comes when it's ready. This slow timing makes everything feel gentle. Nothing is rushed into being. Nothing is pushed out before its time. Far in the future, when many of today's stars have faded, the universe will still continue its calm work. Light will still rise in new places. Dust will still drift. Supernovae will still appear from time to time, lighting short candles in the endless dark. Even as the universe grows older, it will not lose its rhythm. It will only grow quieter and slower. And as sleep moves closer and the world grows still, the story of supernovae becomes less about bright fire and more about soft return. A star gives back its light. Space receives it without sound. Dust moves on in silence. New light waits far ahead in time. Everything rests inside this endless gentle flow, where nothing is ever truly lost and nothing is ever truly rushed. Far beyond the calm stretch of our night sky, the universe continues its quiet work without pause. Stars rise, shine, and slowly fade without ever needing an audience. Supernovae appear as brief, soft flames in the deep dark, lighting space for a short while before resting again. Their light does not fight the darkness. It blends with it and moves forward together with it. This shows us that light and dark are not enemies in the universe. They work as partners in the same gentle flow of time. In wide, empty parts of space, there are paths where only memories of light now remain. These paths were once bright with the final glow of stars that ended long ago. Now only faint traces of that light remain, still moving, still travelling. These traces do not vanish quickly. They fade very slowly, like the last warm glow of a fire long after its flames are gone. Even fading has its own quiet beauty in space. Long before Earth ever held oceans or air, supernova dust was already drifting through darkness. It mixed with other clouds of dust and gas. Over ages, these clouds grew heavy and warm. Then one day, our sun began to glow at the centre of one such cloud. From that same dust came the future planets. This means that every sunrise on Earth is warmed by light that exists because of very old stars. The past still touches each new morning. There are stars in the sky tonight that may already be changing deep inside. To our eyes, they shine calmly and evenly, but inside them long quiet shifts are taking place. These changes prepare their future glow far ahead in time. This shows us that what looks calm on the outside may still be gently moving toward change inside. The universe always works in layers we cannot fully see. Sometimes people look at the stars and feel far away from them. But in truth, no part of the universe is truly far from any other. Light connects everything. Dust moves through every wide space. The same forces that guide stars also guide the small details of life on Earth. Supernovae are not distant events in a separate world. Their gifts quietly move into every corner of creation. There are calm ages in the universe when few supernovae appear in one area. During these times, starbirth also slows, space seems to rest. Then other ages come when many stars reach their final glow near the same time. Light rises often, change moves softly but more quickly. These long seasons of rest and motion show that even the universe breathes in its own wide rhythm. Even now, light from events that happened before human history is still reaching new places. That light carries no hurry. It arrives when it arrives. It touches what it touches. The universe does not rush its messages. It lets them travel the long way with patience. Far in the future, when today's skies have changed beyond all memory, supernova light from our time may reach new worlds that do not yet exist. Those future skies may glow briefly with the last message of stars that shined long before their own worlds were formed. In this way, time folds gently across itself through light. The longer we think about supernovae, the less they feel like loud endings, and the more they feel like soft turning points. A star changes shape. Light changes form. Dust changes place. Nothing is forced. Nothing is taken away. Everything is reshaped gently by time and motion. And as the night grows deeper and the mind grows slower, The universe feels less like something far away and more like a quiet presence that holds all things. Supernovae become part of that calm holding. Light rises, light falls, dust drifts, new light waits, all of it moving forward in the same endless gentle rhythm. Far beyond the soft reach of any human dream, the universe continues its quiet motion without pause. Even where no life has ever formed, even where no eye will ever look, the light from old supernova still moves gently through the dark. It does not hurry to arrive. It does not slow from doubt. It simply follows the path given to it by space and time. This slow travel feels like the calm breath of the universe itself. It reminds us that movement does not need noise to be real. Silence is not stillness. Silence is simply motion without sound. In the cold, deep places of space, where temperatures fall low and no stars seem near, the dust from ancient supernova rests like a soft shadow. It does not glow, it does not burn, it only waits. This waiting is not empty, it is full of quiet promise. Over very long spans of time, this resting dust may be drawn together. Little by little, unseen warmth may rise inside it. One far day, a new star may wake from this deep rest. The universe never forgets how to begin again. Some supernovae happened so long ago that even their light has already faded into the endless dark. Nothing remains that we can see, yet their dust still shaped the universe around them. Their energy still moved matter. Their ending still made space ready for what came next. This shows us that even when no clear trace remains, change still lives on in quiet ways. Not all meaning stays bright. Some meaning becomes part of the background of everything else. When we grow calm at night and let our breath slow, it becomes easier to feel the wide pace of the universe. Supernovae no longer seem like sudden bursts of fire. They feel like soft changes in a great slow song. A note rises, a note fades. The music continues without rush. Nothing feels forced, everything feels allowed. Even now, as you sit or rest, light that began its journey millions of years ago is passing through space toward futures unknown. That light may never reach a living world, or it may one day touch a sky filled with new eyes and new thoughts. Either way, the journey itself remains gentle and true. The universe does not measure its work by who receives it. It measures only by the quiet honesty of motion. There will come a time far beyond any calendar we know when many stars will have already faded. The sky will grow darker and stiller. Yet even then, from time to time, one last bright change will rise. A final supernova glow will travel into deep night. Dust will still drift. Motion will still continue. The universe does not end in noise. It slows into deeper quiet. The gentle truth behind every supernova is that nothing is taken away without being given back in another form. Light becomes dust. Dust becomes stars. Stars become light once more. Endings breathe into beginnings without effort or fear. This slow balance holds everything together across the wide dark. Every heartbeat in a living body carries tiny gifts from ancient stars. Every breath moves pieces of old light through the lungs. Every stone under the feet holds silent memory of deep space. The universe is not distant from daily life. It is folded gently into it. Some endings in space look bright. Some look quiet. Some are never seen at all. Yet all of them matter in the same deep way. They all shape what will come after. They all leave soft marks in the long shape of time. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is truly forgotten. Long after the last word is spoken, and the last thought grows quiet, the universe will still be moving. Light will still pass through dark. Dust will still drift in silence. New stars will still rise from the remains of old ones. Supernovae will still appear as soft turning points in an endless flow. And as sleep finally settles and the world grows still, the story of supernovae no longer feels like a story of fire and force. It feels like a story of gentle release. Light returns to space. Space holds it without sound. Time carries everything forward in calm balance. Nothing rushes, nothing resists. Everything simply continues. And now, dear dreamer, our quiet journey through the gentle light of distant stars comes to a soft rest. Somewhere far beyond our sight, old light is still drifting through endless space, moving without sound, without hurry. As your eyes grow heavy and your breath slows, let the calm of the universe settle around you like a warm night sky. Nothing needs to be done. Nothing needs to be rushed. You're safe to rest, carried by quiet thoughts and gentle time. If this peaceful journey brought you comfort, you may leave a like as a small thank you and join us again by subscribing for more calm nights under the stars. Until we meet again, may your dreams be soft, your sleep be deep, and your night be filled with quiet light. Good night.